All right, Miss Addison Shields, what up?
Hello, hello. We're back again.
Back to the OG.
Yup.
How you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm super excited. Jay and I talked about it a little bit last week, but I'm super excited for the fact that we are going to be doing this in person before long, in like another 4-ish, 6-ish weeks.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy how fast time is flying.
Yeah.
Like, we were just talking about, potentially going to Dallas a couple of weeks ago, it feels like. I guess it was in December, and now we're in February.
Yeah. hmm Our dad just celebrated his 50th birthday.
He did. It was so cute.
It was.
So cute. Wait, not that everyone's even like watching on YouTube, but if you didn't see Baker's story, everyone needs to see this picture because
I know.
how adorable.
I posted that on, like you said, on my story. And I had a couple of AR clients that have been like working with me one on one for a while. And they're like, "You're telling me I'm as old as your dad?" And I've been getting mentorship from you for a year. So it was kind of a funny
How it
conversation.
goes sometimes.
It is. It definitely is.
Yeah,
But yeah, he celebrated his 50th. They are also coming up on their 30th wedding anniversary, mom and dad,
that's crazy.
which is nuts.
Hmm.
Um, so yeah, super, super cool stuff over there. Kinsey and I started, I was curious because I know Jermaine's going to his Bible study group.
Hmm.
Kinsey and I started have you ever heard of Rooted?
No, but I heard you talking to him about it, and I also saw Felicity's story. She also joined Rooted, so it looks like it's just like a church kind of service outside of church.
Yeah, you guys will have to do like the next session of it or something because that's one of the things that our pastor, Josh Howard, and he's like pushing everybody. He challenged the whole congregation. He's like, I want all of you to do Rooted this year at some point. So I think they had like 15,000 people sign up for this first session across all the campuses. Yeah, and so it's basically life groups, but it's a lot more in depth. Like there's a whole, they teach you everything to kind of spin you off and be like a fully functioning, like really plugged in Christian.
Hmm.
And I guess at the end, based on because our first meeting or session was last night. It's a
Hmm.
10-week kind of program, and you get like this whole big book, and they take you through, like there's homework in between each week. They take you through, there's verses that you are memorizing each week. There's a bunch of notes and kind of reflecting that you do, and get really vulnerable with all these people. They have just men's groups, they have just women's groups, they have co-ed groups, and then they have Kinsey and I are doing a married group.
Hmm.
So it's her and I, and then like 7 or 8 other married couples. So we're really excited about it. And but at the end, basically, like they take you through all of this. They teach you how to study the Bible. They teach you a lot of, how to pray, how to do all of these different things. And at the end, from what I gathered from last night, they spin you off into a life group.
Okay.
Like so, everybody that you did rooted with, you spin off into a life group. So you're no longer doing rooted together, but you're just doing like normal kind of life group type of stuff, just getting together for Bible study and to keep tabs on everybody. So yeah, we're really excited. We thought it was really cool last night. And I think it's going to be a cool 10 weeks.
Yeah, I think it'll be really awesome. Um, I know, like you said, Jermaine's doing his men's leadership, so they get together, and it's been really good for him. And our church just opened up something similar, just starting last Sunday. They
Yeah.
opened up their groups as well, so they kind of have, I guess, a similar breakdown. Like they have women's, men's, young adults, high school. They have singles, married. They have like a ton of different little groups that you can sign up for. I think Jermaine and I talked about it, but with upcoming changes, we're kind of in between should we start now and like continue to lay down our roots here when we're going to pick up and change everything in a couple of months. And I know Jermaine's been talking about, and we've kind of started to look at what it'll look like in Dallas and
Yeah.
kind of preparing because we do love our church now, but we also know you go to a really good church
hmm
and how we'll transition what he's doing currently and what we're doing currently into a new church. So I think it'll be really good. And I think also it would be fun to join you guys or do like the next session once we actually are there and more established.
Yeah.
Because I don't know, he likes his group a lot.
Good. Yeah. It's important. That's he's doing some cool stuff over there. I think that we are a big a big thing that I'm excited for whenever you guys get down here is I hope that he and I can start something like that
Mhm.
and do something similar.
I think it'd be awesome. And I think it's like it's easier too, and that's the other thing is like it would be fun to, get involved and start doing stuff ourselves, but to like start a group and then have to leave it would be difficult. And I know that him and I talked about potentially like how could we combine, like fitness and faith, what we do for a living and just being a Christian and going to church and everything. And we kind of chatted about maybe somehow we could get involved with the church and, host something for people who are Christians and looking to better themselves and align it with, your body's a temple. Like God cares about how you treat it. It's not necessarily vanity, but it's more so taking care of you because this is the one body that we have. And so I know him and I kind of talked about could we potentially do that in Dallas and set something up because that's where we're going to be, that's where we're going,
That'd
rather
be
than
awesome.
here and leaving.
Yeah. That'd be awesome. I think that that would be a really cool thing to do. I mean, my back whenever I was doing AG, my best selling shirt was the one that was like faith and fitness.
Yeah.
Um, that one always did really well and always sold out.
Yeah.
So I think there's a lot of people that I think anything that you put yourself through struggle wise has a very strong correlation to you seeking out something to get that external strength. So I think a lot of people that really put them through themselves through a lot, either fitness wise or business wise or just life wise, people look for external like God's strength to kind of get through it. So I think there's a strong correlation to people that are subjecting themselves to an abnormal amount of discipline and struggle
Mhm.
and finding God and on the other side of that.
Yeah. I agree. And I feel like there's something to say too, like, a lot of these successful people, they always have like top of mind, like their health, their faith, their business, their family. Like they have very strong values in those things and they always hold themselves accountable to make sure that those things are, front of mind, that there's success in those areas. And I guess in the past like 2-ish years, 2.5 years of us really diving into being Christians and like making changes to our lifestyle and not being of the world and, kind of reading God's word and attending church, we've seen a lot of changes in those other areas because we started to prioritize that first.
Yeah.
And it's been a big blessing. So getting to do that ourselves and then getting to like be closer to you and Kenzie, who are also people who share those same values, I feel like it's going to be a lot of fun and I feel like it's going to be really good for everyone.
I think it is too. It definitely is. I know Kinsey is obviously I am too, but Kinsey is really excited to be close to you and get to hang out with you nonstop. So
Same.
I know she's looking forward to that.
Yeah, same. I was actually telling Jermaine the other day, I'm love the friends that I have here, and I mean, I have some really good friends here now since we've been here for a while, and I'm sad to like leave them, but Kenzie's like actually family now, and I feel like Kenzie and I are alike in a lot of ways, and it's fun hanging out with her. And I was like, at the end of like, I told Jermaine, maybe she'll be my maid of honor because
Mhm.
she's like one of those people that I feel like she's been with me for the last couple of years just because of you being in a relationship with her. And I don't know, we always have a blast when we're together and we like to be around each other. So it's going to be fun getting to live near her and hang out with her.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm
And
super
you?
excited for, yeah, and me. I'm always the afterthought.
Yeah.
Marissa, Kenzie's sister, her boyfriend sent me a screenshot of a text that she had sent to him. Good Lord. I don't know if you
That
guys
is
on the,
so loud.
yeah, we're 7 stories up here. And that sounded like it was inside the office.
That was so loud.
Um, we her boyfriend, he and I always kind of like team up because so we don't let the sisters like, pull us apart and attack us.
Yeah.
And so he sent me a screenshot the other day of Marissa's been staying at our house a lot just by like it's easier for her when she goes to and from work, and she comes to hang out with Kinsey and everything. And she had left the house, and she had texted him like, I already missed them, I want to go back. And he was like, yeah, I know, I'm sure you're really loving it. And she said, yeah, I just love spending time with Kinsey and Oki. That's what she said. And he sent a screenshot, and he was like, guess you're just chopped liver, bro. And I was like, I guess so, because that's a little crazy. There's only 3 people in the household. How hard is it to actually just type out the 6 letters in my name as well?
That's hilarious.
So
But
yeah,
I also get it because I feel like she's the same as like me and Mabry. Like she views you as a big brother, so she's like,
yeah,
whatever, you're the brother.
yeah,
Who cares? So
exactly.
yeah,
So, but no, we're super fun. I'm excited to get even closer to Jay. I feel like we got a lot closer over the course of the last year, just getting to spend a lot of time together. So I'm excited to just hang out with him a little bit more. I'm very excited for the in-person podcast. I think that's going to open up a lot for us.
hmm
And I think that's going to be really fun from a viewer perspective too, seeing a more consistent framework and allowing us to not necessarily have to always be interviewing and like recapping something that happened or catching up the audience on each other's lives. We can kind of just like residually talk about that stuff, but also talk about our opinions on things, what's going on in the world, what's just happening day to day in our lives, because we're updating on not necessarily like a recap of 3 months or 2 months, but since last time we talked on the podcast, we're recapping like the last few days. And so
yeah,
it's just going to be more engaging, I feel like.
yeah. I think it'll be fun, and I like the idea of having like a setup and stuff like that. Because you guys don't know, but I don't know how many times I've struggled with like my actual setup, my microphone. Jermaine and I are like switching back and forth. Half the time we can't even connect to the camera. So having someone who actually knows how to do that and create the setup will also be nice.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah. You
not
guys
getting
will be able to just,
a book.
yeah, you guys will be able to just come into the office, sit
Yeah,
down and press go.
that will be nice.
It'll
And
be
not
very
like
nice.
the background.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. What, as you said earlier, we're a month in to the year already.
Yep.
What do you feel like you are doing well so far this year? What do you feel like of your kind of goals we talked about last podcast, um, or resolutions you feel like you're sticking to or doing well at? What has been your biggest? What's your take on the year so far from your perspective?
I feel like this year has started out really well. Had a good first month in business, started out this second month on the right foot, so wins there. I think I talked about it in the last podcast. I can't even remember. But in the last podcast, I think I talked about wanting to be really consistent with socials because that was a huge struggle of mine last year. And I haven't missed a day on Instagram. There was one day where I didn't post on TikTok, but I don't know if I'm sure you have seen like there was a day where TikTok was like reviewing everyone's content and it wasn't
Hmm,
actually being posted. So I did post and it remained at like 0 views for multiple hours, and I
I
wasn't
didn't
the
know
only one
that.
who had that issue. I actually saw it on like my TikTok later in the day. So I did miss a day there, but I have since obviously picked back up once it started working. And then same with YouTube. I plan on filming tonight, but I have posted a YouTube every single week since the year started, which is only 4, so it's really not that big of an accomplishment. But my goal was to stay like super super locked in with socials because that's how people know me. That's how people know my thoughts, my journey, what I'm going through, what I'm doing, and I think that's important to share. So I've been really proud of that. I have stayed really consistent with my Bible study and my prayer. That was a big goal of mine this year. I haven't set the goal to read the whole Bible, but potentially, maybe at some point this year, I'll set that. And then staying up with reading. I really enjoy reading as just like a little hobby at
Yeah, you've been
night.
reading a lot.
Yeah, that's like my favorite thing. So I wanted to stay on top of that. I finished 5 books actually in the month of January.
Yeah,
I
that's insane.
I had to speed read the last couple of days, Saturday and Sunday before January ended because I was like, I have to finish. Like, I want to hit my goal. So my goal is only 25 books. I set a bare minimum because last year I only hit like 32. Um, but we're running a good pace right now. So
Yeah.
who knows? I might hit a lot more than that. But I have clients that are setting goals of like 80 books. So I'm like, if they can get 80, I can probably get 25 or 30.
Most I've ever read in a year is 12 books. So I don't, yeah, I don't know how you guys are doing that, but your books probably are a lot more interesting than mine because I always made it like the nonfiction, personal development type of books. Um, so I guess that makes sense.
Yeah, I was actually talking to our dad the other day, and he was talking about how he was impressed with my reading. And I said, well, the difference is mom and I, we read for enjoyment. We read because we want to kind of have like a little escape. It's like a fun little hobby. Whereas you, Jermaine, um, and dad will read the nonfiction, the self help. And I'm not going to lie, if I had to read books of that kind of, genre, I probably wouldn't even hit 12
It's a
just
lot
because,
harder.
yeah, they're fun. They're cool. Like, I mean, you get some good stuff from them, but after a couple of chapters, I'm like, yeah, I need to switch it up. I can't do it
Yeah.
anymore.
It makes sense because do you remember Accelerated Reader?
Yes.
The,
AR.
yeah,
Yeah.
the first AR.
Yeah.
The, that was always such a flex. It's like how many AR points that you could get. And I remember as a kid, I read all the Harry Potters like back to back to back to back, just to rack up points, like and just get crazy, you know. And I would read all of the like Magic Treehouse books and things like that. And yeah, I don't. Those were I remember that being really fun, like reading those and doing that as like an extracurricular activity and on breaks at school and stuff. Versus, I enjoy the self help books whenever it's a good one, like whenever it's a well written.
Yeah.
But I also have come to realize that, what your version of play might be is reading those and kind of escaping into those types of books. For me, it's making sure that I'm not only listening to super serious like podcasts to and from work and at the gym and stuff. I'm listening to like comedy stuff a lot of times.
Yeah.
Or like my shows that I watch at night. I'm not just watching like Alex Ramosi YouTube videos. I'm watching shows that I can actually just enjoy and like sit back and be entertained because I have found there's an upward limit of how much my brain, like how me getting a benefit from that type of stuff. Like
Yeah.
I can do it up to an extent, but what I've done in the past is just like over flooded my brain to where like every podcast, every YouTube video, all the stuff that I'm watching or listening to or whatever, it's I'll have a list of things that I want to implement or do from it, and then I'll start the next one, and then I'm like, I didn't even get to do any of the things from and it distracts me. It sends me on all these rabbit holes. I get all these ideas, and I end up not actually staying on track with the mission, the main thing that I'm trying to do, because I'm all over the place, being overloaded by the personal development stuff. So I've found that for me, unplugging from the personal development stuff outside of some things here and there, whether it's a book I'm reading or a podcast that I got recommended, that helps me out a lot. But there is definitely an upper limit for me in
Mhm.
terms of what is helpful and then what becomes counterproductive.
Yeah. Yeah. I definitely get that. You're better than me because you still listen to those more than me. But I feel like it can be, I don't know, and not that it like makes you feel burnt out, but it's just like it's too much and you still have, because then it's like you're not working. It's not work,
Mhm.
but it feels like your brain's never turning that side of things off. And so your work and your time at home all become the same, and it feels like you're never doing anything different or listening to anything different. So I feel like it's good to have those little escapes or those shows or whatever to turn your brain off and just enjoy life and be present.
Yeah, it's good to have some play still. I think that that's really good for like filling your cup and just allowing you to stay sane, honestly. But it's people will either go too far down the play aspect of thing, and then everything nothing can be hard, nothing can be serious,
Mhm.
or they'll go too far down the serious path where it's like everything they make everything hard on purpose, they make everything serious on purpose, and then they don't enjoy any piece of their life. And that's a equally destructive kind of path, I think.
Yeah, definitely. There's a fine line between like the work life balance for sure, especially as an entrepreneur when there's really no like set hours or a set
Yeah.
cutoff time. I feel like it can be hard. Um, what about you? What about your goals?
Everything's on track so far.
That's
I'm on track. I actually got way ahead on the Bible in the year because I just even used to from 75 hard doing 10 pages a day.
Mhm.
And I didn't realize that to finish the Bible in the year, you only have to read like 3 chapters a day. And 3 chapters is like, I don't even know, 2.5 pages, three
Yeah.
pages sometimes. So I was reading like triple the recommended amount every single day. So I've gotten to take a couple of days kind of off, or take longer on certain passages to understand. The Old Testament is tough. It's really tough
It
to
is.
stay like engaged on because there's a lot of family lines where it'll just list on for like 2 full pages
Like
all these names you can't even pronounce, and it's just like this person's son of this person's son of this person's son of this person, or was just listing laws, like very specific laws, because it's where God dictated all the laws, the initial laws for mankind for to Moses, and then Moses listed them out to everybody.
Mhm.
There's the 10 Commandments, which everybody typically knows, but then there was like hundreds of other laws on very specific situations and how humans were supposed to, like how we as God's people were supposed to respond and how people would be disciplined if they did XYZ, or how they would have to repent or sacrifice something to make it right in the world and get back in the good graces. And so the Old Testament is very tough to comprehend all the way and very tough to kind of stay engaged in. But I'm making it through it. I'm in the book of I just finished Numbers.
That's
I
good.
can't remember what the next book is called. I just started it. Um,
I don't know the order. I'm reading out of the New Testament because I actually feel like the New Testament is easier to understand and read.
yeah, my advice would be do a Bible plan. There was a
Mhm.
couple on a Bible podcast I was listening to earlier that they recommended. I'll have to try to find it and send it to you, but do a Bible plan. Don't just do what I'm doing, where it's just like start from Genesis and just read
Yeah.
on throughout all of it. Because a Bible plan is a lot of times set up to keep it engaging for you. So you don't get too in the weeds on some of these books. And you're going some new, some old, some new, some old, or you're going to passages in the Old Testament that relate to passages in the New Testament and how things have kind of evolved. So you see that versus me just reading 10 pages at a time. Then sometimes there's, on the law one, for example, it was like 80 straight pages of just very specific scenarios and what you had to sacrifice to get out of the scenario, or what you had to pay to get out of it, or like if you can't sacrifice this because you're too poor, then you sacrifice. It was just like, it's just a lot of details. And obviously none of those rules exist anymore. The 10 Commandments still do, but none of those rules exist anymore because when Jesus died for our sins, like that was the sacrifice forever and always, was Jesus. So we don't have to sacrifice all these animals anymore.
Yeah.
Um, so it's just like reading stuff just to understand that this was how it was. It's
Mhm.
not anymore, but if I'm going to read the whole Bible, I got to read the whole Bible.
Yeah.
So, but
Right.
still on track for that.
That's good.
I still have posted every single day on Instagram. So that's been good. I've still put out a podcast every single week. So that's been good. Still making progress on savings goals.
That's
Um,
awesome.
Business goals are behind in all the businesses, but that's also how it was last year. And then I feel like you kind of grow like this. So just hoping that, as the year goes on, it can continue to trend up and everything kind of compounds. So just trying to do the right things right now to set up for that.
Yeah.
So far so good for me.
That's good. Yeah. I
Mhm.
feel like not that it's like a slow season normally in January, but I feel like there's a lot going on for a lot of people and in business, and you're starting over. So it's like kind of daunting in January, if you will. But I definitely think that as time goes on and with consistency and seeing, especially like in business, seeing like your hard work come to fruition and you're still making money, you're still like, things are still moving in the right direction. It may not always be a high month or anything like that, but it'll all come together.
Yeah.
I have no doubt.
And we set, that's what I was reminding the team of this past week. I was like, we set like stretch goals. These weren't just normal. What a normal business would say is like good growth. This is like no, we're trying to double for the third straight year. And
Yeah.
so it's a lot to ask, and it's a lofty thing to try to hit. So I wouldn't expect us to be on pace for doubling just on the us saying we want to double, and then if it was as easy as just snapping your fingers and doubling, it's like everyone would do it.
Yep.
So I would expect us to be behind, but it's really just asking, like, are you doing the things that are required of your business to be twice as big? And so that's what we have to. So we did a full kind of review, similar to what we did on Tuesday with BAM. We did a full review of just here's our goals, here's where we ended for the month. We're behind here, like in every avenue right now, but these ones we're getting close to, which is encouraging, which then those will feed into this and that'll feed into that. And then if we continue to grow like we are, we'll be there by the end of the year. So
Yeah, that's good. I
yeah.
also feel like setting those, like, I guess we've talked about like the floor and the ceiling. It's kind of like setting the ceiling as like this is the expectation. So if you don't meet the ceiling, it's not necessarily a bad thing. You don't want to be at the floor,
Mhm.
but I mean, it's not a failure. It's still you're on the right track, but we're setting it such high expectations because I mean, it is doable at the
Yeah,
end of the day. Like it is achievable. Just takes a little bit of tweaking and a little bit more effort, for sure.
definitely. And it's like, am I going to be upset realistically at the end of the year if our sites are to double and we end up growing by 50%? No, I'm not going to be upset with that. Like that's still a massive win.
That is
Um,
for sure.
yeah. So I'm trying to keep, I didn't want to just like screen share and say, hey, here's how much you guys suck, and just everyone be, really down in the dumps. And so I wanted to show, hey, we are tracking this, and this is what you guys said you wanted to hit and where we're actually at on it. Here's what I would expect, so I understand why are where we are, but we got to keep trucking, keep doing the right stuff.
Yep.
So, and
Exactly
same thing
that.
with BAM.
Yeah. I mean, I
So
think for us, it's just consistency. Like, just keep doing what you're doing. Can't
yep,
have months where, even though there are months where we do not feel like doing the social media or being present or things are a little bit harder, it's a job. Got to show up, got to do it.
yep. Yeah, and I think that's a hard thing for a lot of entrepreneurs, especially as you're kind of growing the business, is you it's so hard to stay in go mode 24/7, and you kind of have to until you kind of just have to, honestly. And if you don't stay in go mode, it's really easy to go in and out of, like, no one's really telling me to clock in today, no one's really telling me to work today, so I don't really have to. And
Yeah.
like I did good yesterday or I did good last month, and so it's hard to kind of hold that standard or that accountability
Mhm.
before you really see proof that, oh, this is my job. Like I do have other people depending on me. I do have, we have a lot of motion here and a lot of clients that really get massive impact from what we're doing. And then when you start to kind of see that, it becomes easier to, I also think just the location aspect. I know everything's changed since COVID, but having a spot to go to work, whether that is another bedroom, an office space in your house, whether that is like an HQ, like what we do with AR, having a spot that's just for work, I think
Mhm.
that helps out a ton, because then it's a physical act of clocking in instead of just opening your laptop on the couch while you have Netflix running in the background.
Yeah. Firsthand experience there, it does help changing your
Hmm.
environment for sure. Keeping everything separate, treating it like a job, because if not, it is so easy to just, I mean, we've talked about it before, like you'll find yourself in like maybe a down hour, you're eating lunch or whatever, and then all of a sudden you're just sitting there chilling, not doing anything. And then you're like, oh, wait, like it's 2 p.m. I should probably get back up there. So having that has been a tremendous help.
Yeah.
We don't
Yep.
have headquarters, but I have my own desk and my own office space, which I feel like has been so much help.
Yeah, and based on what you guys are looking at in Dallas, you'll have that as well. So that'll be really good.
Yeah, it will be
That's
very, very.
exciting. I'm excited for you guys. Do we want to talk about what Jermaine leaked on his Instagram this week?
Yeah, we can.
Okay. Why don't you share it with the people?
Oh goodness, we went ring shopping. It was very, very fun. I love looking at big diamonds. I found that
Hmm.
out. And on our Sunday debrief, which we do every single week with our family, everyone gave me a hard time for the diamond size of my choice. But the bigger the better. That's all I'm
Hmm.
saying.
Yeah. Good luck, Jermaine. That's all I can say.
He loves me. It's fine. Listen, I
Mm.
set the expectation early on. We have not talked about rings. Well, we've talked about them because I would like send him what I like and whatnot, but we didn't really talk about like specifics until like more recently. But I feel like he should have had a feeling because everything I sent him was, I mean, pretty big and shiny. I'm just gonna say that. And so whenever we went in person, I was like, okay, maybe I'd be fine with this. And then the longer I looked, I was like, no, it has to be
Hmm.
bigger. So I think it was his mistake taking me. He probably should have just asked me and then like created one, and I would have had no idea.
Yeah. Or just not even taking you ever. Just ordered one.
Right? Yeah, I just custom. I mean, it would have been nice. I know that he would have chosen something nice, but it was fun
Hmm.
to like get to walk around and try them on and stuff. So
Yeah, that is cool. Kinsey and I never did exactly that. Like we never actually went and looked at them because we always knew we were going to go the custom route.
yeah,
Um, but we did. She did have like a Pinterest board of ideas and different examples and stuff like that. So I used that to have the hers made. Um, so that's I feel like that's a pretty normal thing these days. Is either going out and looking at examples or putting together a bunch of examples and um, yeah, we'll do everything we can to help him. But yeah, he's in trouble.
it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. He has like an exact list. It's funny because after that, he was like taking pictures and trying to take notes. And after the fact, I sent him two more examples and I sent him like an exact breakdown of like, this is what I would want so that he knew when the time comes, when he does decide to like design it and look things over, he has play by play. He knows.
Specs. Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
poor guy.
But it was fun. It's gonna be a fun time. I mean, obviously, I have no idea when it would happen because I told him I did not want to get engaged during the summer. I hate the heat. I don't want to be proposed to in the summer. Just like I don't want to get married in the summer. Like those are things that
Oh,
will not be happening. So I'm assuming like maybe fall, winter. I don't know.
yeah, we'll see. I'll send him this podcast episode so he knows all the requirements against him. I was talking to another girl that's like expecting a ring this year,
Hmm.
and she was saying how when like he can really do it at any time that he wants. It just needs to be sometime this year. That's all I really care about. And it needs to be after, of course, after like I'm done with school, which is like in May, and then after, of course, after he graduates, which is in August. I don't really want like anything around the major holidays, so it can't be in December. It can't be November. My birthday's in October, so it can't be in October. I don't want to get engaged around my birthday. And she was like, just listening. She started out like, I'm so low maintenance. And then we were like, okay, so you're telling me he has to propose exactly in September, like middle
Yeah,
of September is the only time. And we were just laughing about,
because
yeah,
there's
it can
actually
really be
no
anytime this year. That's all I care about. But it's got to be middle of September or else we're really not,
30-day
it's not
window
going to
that
work.
works for me, and that's about it.
Exactly.
Pretty fun.
So I'm glad to know that Jermaine's in the same boat as this guy.
Listen, he knows I hate the heat. So like I'm thinking like where would you I mean unless we go on a trip, but like where would you propose to me indoors, right? You probably are going to do something outdoors. I feel like a lot of people do outdoor proposals. And one thing about me, I will not be in 90-degree, 100-degree weather because I will be hot, I'll be miserable, I'll be sweating. Absolutely not.
Yeah, he should definitely know that at this point. I mean, Shields women are not built for the heat.
No. And he knows.
Yeah. But it was funny because Kinsey's family kind of saw that you guys had posted that he had posted that and they were all asking me questions about it and stuff. And so Kinsey's dad was talking about how like we didn't used to do that. It used to just be you'd get a ring, and then like the girl got the ring, like whatever it was, that was what the best you could do and the best you thought, and then it was just a full on surprise. And he was like, it's just weird to me that all these young people, they do. I'm like, have you talked to your daughter? Because I know both your daughters, and I know exactly what they have prepared and what they did in order to get proposed to.
Well, interesting.
So yeah, exactly. So he was like, I know. Don't get me started on those two. I was like, so yeah, it's a very normal thing at this stage of like where we're at in the world to have a whole kind of list of what you want and how you want it done. And that was the tough thing for me of planning ours is Kinsey wanted to have her nails done. She wanted to be dressed up and dressed nice. She wanted it to be like an aesthetic kind of environment. And so I'm having to pull all these strings to figure out, like, my only advice to you, don't make it so hard to surprise you that it's impossible for him to surprise you. It's like
Yeah.
I've somehow got really lucky thinking of the idea of, okay, they haven't had family pictures done in a while. Let's act like they're doing a family photo shoot, because then there's going to be a photographer there because Kinsey wanted photography. Then she would get her nails done so that her nails don't look bad in pictures. She's already me dressed up so she doesn't look bad in the pictures. Gonna have makeup done, hair done, all the things. And there's already an excuse for a photographer to be there with a camera ready to go. And then I jump in. So it was like the perfect excuse. But now that I feel like I use that, I don't think that like Jermaine can't use it because you've already seen that play run before, you know?
Yeah. And I
So
don't feel like I need anything like super big or fancy. I thought what you did for Kinsey was really smart and very cute. And it like kind of aligned perfectly. But I don't think I'll make him jump through a bunch of hoops like that. I mean, we've got photographers and videographers on in our family basically.
true.
So y'all can take care of those things. But I do want my hair and my nails to be done like that. I do have to look nice. I don't want to
Yeah.
look like I just rolled out of bed.
Yeah. So then just my advice would just be stay nice. Just be
Yeah,
ready.
I know.
If you stay ready, you don't gotta get ready, you know?
I know. That's the one thing is like I'm trying not to go get my nails done and stuff, and so I told him like give me a window. At least tell
Mm.
me, hey, you should probably
Don't
start getting
have
your
him give you a window. You kidding me? Because then later you're gonna, like Kinsey does to me, you're gonna guilt trip him and be like, "Well, there was no surprise in ours, was there, Jermaine?" And all the stuff mom freaking does to dad.
That's true. I don't know. So I'm just gonna like read the room and try to figure out, okay, maybe I just start getting them done now and
Yes,
I
just
don't
start
know.
getting them done.
Yeah.
And if you have just good piece of advice, if people ask you to go get your nails done, just go get your nails done. You never
Right.
know. Sometimes it might be just like going to get your nails done with a friend, but it also might be a proxy to be like, hey, I need you to ask her because I can't say, hey, you should probably get your nails done today. Like that's what I had to do with Kinsey.
So I'll
Um,
know. I'll know if Kinsey starts asking me to get my nails done, like it's coming.
well, and it
So
might not be through Kinsey. It could come through anybody, right? But if you're ready, then nobody has to ask you. Kinsey is chronically bad about just not getting your nails done ever. So then it's hard for me to subtly be like, hey, what do you? So I had to start months in advance
Mhm.
being like, hey, you should go pamper yourself today. Like go get your nails done. Like just take my card. Like before we're even engaged, she doesn't have my like we're not in the same payment things. I'm just like, take my card, go get your nails done. And just I'm having to literally this is how my brain thinks. I think I have a sickness, but months and months and months in advance, I'm starting to just do that to get in a routine so that it's not suspicious whenever it finally comes. I'm just asking her all the time, like, hey, this weekend you should go get your nails done. See if your mom wants to go with you. Like you guys just go, you and your sister, go get you guys' nails done. Mom and you are in town. Hey, Kinsey, go get your nails done with my mom and sisters. And then that more normalizes it, and so that it's not a red flag whenever you get asked later.
Yeah, that's true too. That's true.
So if he's smart about it, he'll approach it intelligently.
Yeah. I'll just have to start getting them done, or he's going to send me to get them done, and I won't know. And that's fine. But those are
Yeah,
requirements. You want your hand to look good, and obviously you want to feel good when you get proposed too. So,
definitely. Well, that's exciting. We're all super excited for you guys, as you both know.
Yeah, it'll be a fun time. It'll be crazy.
hmm Big year for the Shields family in general.
Yeah, it is. Huge year.
hmm Yep.
Fun things coming
Yep. A lot of fun things coming. But
that we can't see.
this is officially podcast episode number 70.
Hmm.
So on track, like I said, for hitting 100 this year. So we're going to plan something for 100. That'll
Yep.
definitely be an in-person episode, which will be really cool. Um, but yeah, good start to the year so far. I'm very excited for what 2026 is going to hold, and just very excited for being closer to you guys in general. We're counting down the days.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be good. I feel like it'll be a good change. Love Houston. I feel like it's been great to us. Lots of good things happened here,
Yep.
but I feel like the older you get, the more you realize like being near your family, like people you're really close to, like that becomes more and more important. So I feel like
Mhm.
it'll be really nice to be closer to everybody.
Yeah. Yeah. We are very, very excited for it. So it's going to
Same.
be a good time. And we're starting to kind of get a good community, I feel like, here too. It took us a while
Very
to
long.
get that going. And so I'm excited. I know all of them are excited to have you guys close by. It's going to be a good time all around. It's going to be a really good group of people.
Yeah, it will be good. And I know that Jermaine is looking forward to it too, just having more guys and a bigger guy community. Because I think we've met like most of, or he's met now, I guess, most of your friends, people that we went to college with. So I'm familiar with them, but I feel like that'll be a good change. And then having Kenzie and like Felicity and just girls in the same age group as me and on the same path as me, I feel like it'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah, it will. It will. It's going to be an awesome time.
Yeah.
In the next podcast episode that you and I do will be our first in-person one. That'll be you, me, and Jermaine here in a few weeks. I
Yep.
guess probably a month from today is when that episode will come out, but we'll record it in a few weeks.
Oh yeah,
So
okay. I was about to say, wait, it's gonna be recorded more or sooner than that.
yeah,
Yeah, that'll be fun. We've never got actually you and I did do an in-person one.
yeah, and it went really mega viral. So I'm curious what happens with us doing in persons more often.
Yeah. In person was fun. In person was actually a lot of fun. So that will be good.
Yeah, maybe we'll just start talking steroids again and jump into all the genetic
Right.
stuff and just see what
Yeah.
happens.
Let's do like a whole podcast on hate comments actually and just go down the
Yeah,
rabbit hole. I
yeah.
think that'll be a good one.
But I appreciate you. That's all I got for today, unless you got anything else.
I don't think so. I feel like there's not a lot of updates quite yet with us just being 2 months, well, not even 2 months into the year. But I feel like a lot will be changing and a lot will be coming in the next couple of weeks, couple of months, which I'm looking forward to.
Yep,
So I feel like there will be more substance in the coming
definitely.
episodes. Um, but yeah, we're surviving and trying to thrive right now.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
We'll get there. We'll keep working at it. That's
Yep,
the whole point of the podcast, whole point of the company, by any means necessary. Just keep working day by day. It's just part of the process.
exactly that.
Yes, ma'am. All right. Appreciate you. Appreciate you, sis. And I will, if I don't have any type of aneurysm or anything, I'll see you on the next episode.
Okay, sounds good.
All right.
Bye.
See ya.